Right morning, everyone. Today we will be talking about an exciting topic developing teacher made digital modules using productivity tools. And this is all about how we, as future educators, can use simple everyday software to create powerful and engaging learning materials for our students. Now, to guide us with our discussion, here's our agenda for today. First, we'll define what productivity tools and digital modules are. Next, we'll look at the power of the three main Microsoft Office tools. Then, I'll show you some real classroom applications and examples. And after that, I will have a simple demonstration for you and how to build an interactive component. And finally, we'll end with some key takeaways. And by the end of this, my goal is for you to be able to identify these tools and start thinking about how you can use them to create your own digital learning modules. So let's start with this. What are productivity tools? To simply put it, they are software applications we use to create things like documents, presentations, and spreadsheets. And you're probably already familiar with this. These are Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And there are also great free alternatives like the Google Workspace and LibreOffice. Now, what is teacher made digital module? Now, you can think of it as a structured digital learning package that you can create. It can include lesson instructions, content activities, and even assessments, all bounded together. So, why should we use them? Well, they make us more efficient and effective, and they are easily accessible on computers, tablets, and phones, and they also help us transform basic facts into meaningful and interactive information for our students. Now, let's dive into these specific tools. Let's start with Microsoft Word. Now, most of us think of Word for essays, but it's fantastic for creating structured digital modules. For example, you can design a digital storybook or a research journal template with formatted sections, images, and hyperlinks to online resources, creating an all in one guide for your students. Now, moving on to Microsoft Excel, while it's great for numbers, it's also a powerful tool for organization and interaction. And a great classroom application for this is creating a self checking vocabulary quiz. Students type their answers and use it using a simple formula. Then the cell can turn green if they get the right, and it gives them an immediate feedback. Now, but the real game changer for digital modules is often Microsoft PowerPoint because it's much more than just a slideshow for lectures. Its biggest advantages is the ability to create interaction. For instance, you can use hyperlinks to create a choose your own adventure story where students decide what happens next, or you can make digital flashcards for review or a key thing to remember is, and a key thing to remember to avoid the common pitfalls in this is to don't overcrowd your slides with text and use simple, non-distracting animations to keep the focus on the learning.
If you want to create interactive
Let's do
presentations but
this
struggle with
action.
PowerPoint
Now,
animations,
instead of
then
telling
try
you,
this
I'll show
simple
you this
PowerPoint
short video,
tutorial. Insert
which
a rounded
demonstrates
corner
how to
rectangle.
turn a linear
Adjust the roundness
presentation
of the
into an
corners,
interactive
then
module
align.
by
Duplicate
creating
the
a
rectangle
main
twice.
menu
Change
in
the colors and
PowerPoint.
remove the outline. Insert your text. Rotate these two rectangles, then align all the rectangles together. Drag to the right. Change the color of the background. Insert your title text. Open the selection pane and rename the rectangles so you can easily animate them. Select all rectangles. Add a flyout animation. Change the effect direction. Increase the duration. Trigger each animation with a click of their respective rectangles. So with a click of the rectangle flies out of the slide.
Now,
Select
as
all
you saw,
animations, then
it's a
add a
straightforward
fly-in
process.
animation. Change
Insert
the effect
shapes and
direction,
buttons, use the
increase the
hyperlink
duration.
to
Then trigger the
tool to connect
animations with a
them to
click of
the
the
other
text
slides,
box.
and you
Make
instantly
the fly-in
create a
animations
student-driven,
dynamic by adding
non-linear learning
delays in
experience.
between the
And
animations.
this is a simple but
Finally,
powerful way
select
to make
all the
learning
animations
more
and add
engaging.
a smooth.
So, what's the big picture? What we should what should we take away from this? Now, first, remember that these productivity tools are not just for office work. They are powerful and accessible platforms for educational creativity, and they empower us as future teachers or teachers to be designers of our own content. Second, and most importantly, always put pedagogy first. Ask yourself, what do I want my students to learn? What do I want my students to learn first? And then, choose the tool that best serves the goal. And finally, start simple. You don't have to build a huge module at all once. Just begin by digitizing one worksheet or making one interactive slide. And the goal here is to enhance learning one step at a time. Now, before we conclude, it's important to know that you aren't limited to Microsoft Office. There are excellent free alternatives available. The first one is Google Workspace, which includes Docs, Sheets, and Slides. It is a it is fantastic for collaboration. Next is LibreOffice, which is another free a powerful suite where you can download. And the information I presented today was based on a compilation of resources on productivity tools for digital modules. You can also explore the Office, the official Microsoft, and Google Education Centers for more tutorials on how to create teacher-made digital modules. Now, that brings us to the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Thank you.